1 second.
Yeah.
Let's wire you up.
Okay.
Here's your headphones.
Thank you.
Okay.
Does it matter which side, left or right?
The cord's on the left.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
So I got home, I was talking to Becky, and she says, well, how'd it go? I said, good. And she said, what'd they ask you? And I said, well, they asked me this and that. And I said, and I kind of locked up on the, what's the craziest thing you've ever been asked to do? And she says, you didn't tell them about the helicopter? And I said, no, but that is a great story.
Well, when I first came to Wilmington, and I'm like working on it, and then Nick says, he says, okay, that's lunch. You know, you go get catering and all that craft service, and it was like, wow, this is pretty nice. In the circus days, you used to sit in the center ring, and the producer comes in. Here's your cup of, your thing of fried chicken, kids. Here you go. Here's lunch.
You fight
and
over
that
a
was
bucket
it.
of chicken.
It was like.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about it. Where'd you come from? How'd you get here?
I came from the Sand Hills in North Carolina near Pinehurst. Actually, was born in Pinehurst and grew up in Pine Bluff. Population 728, and I had a lot of good experiences in early life that put me on the path of working and gaining for whatever field I got in. And my friend from Australia used to say, now this Yank here, you're gonna have a hard time understanding it, but he's done everything but drive a pink bulldozer.
On my first film, Trick or Treat, I met Mike standing outside a soundstage. And I asked him, so why are you in this business? He said, I want to learn about the skills so I can save the world. And I went, you got my number, honey. So that was the beginning of a 40-year relationship. Because I said, I want to work with this man.
Because he wants to save the world.
And so did I. And so
I remember that a little different.
No, you remember that part, but you remember another part.
I remember, the important part.
She would say, oh, I got called into Mr. Dino's office today. And you know how the first time you encounter the man,
Yes.
the legend, it is kind of a panic situation.
Right.
And she just said, he asked me a lot of questions, and I gave him the answers. And it was, soon after he started taking an interest in her.
And Johnny was already in Wilmington working, so I knew kind of what was going on down there. And I thought, hey, if there's an opportunity, actually, honestly, I thought, God, if he can get a job.
That's how little you thought of your little brother.
If he
The older, the smarter one. He can certainly get a job.
If he can get a job, then, anything's possible.
He told me, he said, go in there and do your presentation. And I said, what? He said, the props presentation. Just take the script in there and check everything that you can deliver to them. Okay, I sat down, and I think it was in this building here. It's where the headquarters
Of course it was. Probably was,
Yeah, and I sat there and checked all the stuff off. And then we had a meeting with David Lynch and
Patty Norris designed
Patty
it.
Norris.
Patty Norris.
And and she and he were there together, and we're talking, and when I get in a conversation, I go into some war stories, to spice things up, and she just calmly said, "There's a yellow man," and David said, "Yup."
Rap Beer returns with a new six-pack beginning on March 25th. Subscribe to Rap Beer on your favorite podcast outlets and rapbeer.com.
Tom Jones Jr., thank you for joining us on Rap Beer.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Your stories are revealing and special.
I've got Jeff Howery, I've got Bobby Huber, I've got Dennis Zoppe, Jeff is pretty much known around the world as Moose.
Yep.
Corner talking, and then someone would think that was Johnny, and they'd come around the corner, then they'd see it was me, and then there was a time where they'd hear Johnny, and they'd think it was me, and they'd go around the corner. It's like, it's the wrong Griffin.
Oh,
Or
no.
on like different productions.
But
and,
I swear.
somebody from one show would come around the corner, they'd hear a voice, and they think, oh, Vic's there, let me go talk to him. And they'd come around, they're like, where's Vic? I'm like, I don't know, I haven't seen him. They're like,
Oh,
well, I just
no.
heard him talking.
What a magical
One of
evening.
my favorite times in the movie business. But, it just kind of laid itself out.
It did, didn't it?
And I just am smart enough to kind of connect the dots.
Francine, I beg to differ. I
What?
just listened to you talk about how you planned every moment of this whole thing.
And it
did
just
not
somehow
just
came
unfold.
together. It just somehow came
Poof,
together.
there it was. I don't know what happened.
That night I went to bed and got up the next morning. I said, I think I'll put that yellow jacket on and walk around and see what happens. I put the sunglasses on, the yellow jacket, and I made it about 10 steps out the door, and here comes another crowd. The yellow man, the gelber man, the gelber man. The yellow man.
It was really popular in Europe.
Oh, yeah. It was I thought I was going to end up getting a Golden Globe or something out of the thing. I happened to be there, just taking some time off.
So, Jayme Bednarczyk, thank you so much for coming in on Rap Beer. Lovely. You gave so much insight on the foundation of this beautiful place and this beautiful industry that came to Wilmington and brought you with it here. So, you can say that out loud.
Thanks so much.
You don't have to whisper. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.